Welcome back, everybody. The History Guy here. Time to press on with the British campaign on Ultimate Admiral Age of Sail. I finally got that third-rate ship, and I'm excited to get a chance to use it. If you haven't seen the first 14 episodes of this series, you can click on a link in the description below. We'll take you all the way back to episode 1. We're just reviewing here one of my side missions. It looks like HMS Warspite got lit up pretty good. We lost 7 prestige with heavy damage. Going up against the Darliston, so that was unfortunately a failure. We do still have 18 prestige points available. So the Battle of Savannah, this is going to be a major land battle. We can't take a lot into this one. But let's go ahead and take a look at where things stand with the fleet. Of course, we've got our big ship that we just took, Le Conquérant, which we are going to, we're going to largely keep the name, but we're just going to make it a little more British. So HMS Conqueror, it is. Now, with that in mind, let's take a look at the available weaponry, because I think we can do some upgrading to this. And somebody pointed out, rightfully, that just because something's down at the bottom doesn't necessarily mean it's the best gun. So, for example, you can see here, these just seem, I don't know if it's best or just most expensive. I just kind of figured that the more expensive they were, the better they were going to be. But you can kind of see here that these ones here cause more damage than this one, and they are more valuable. So I'm not entirely sure why they're sorted the way that they are, but I like the idea of getting some 12-pounders up top there. So it seems like that's the way to go, is these J&H King's guns. So we're going to go ahead and throw those on Conqueror. Let's take a look here at the 18-pounders. Those are probably the best thing we've got going for us right now. I don't see anything better. Now, down here, I'm curious to know if we can go bigger. Right now, we do have 42-pounders that would be available if we had enough. And so hopefully after this stage, we'll be able to upgrade those. But for now, I'm looking at these Beauregard's guns, and you can see that they have significantly better range than the Armstrong guns. So I'm pretty content to keep those there. What we do need, though, is a crew. We need officers and we need a crew for this particular ship. So let's go ahead and take a look at, looks like David Elcock, this lieutenant, is probably the best. But honestly, first of all, I think what I need to do is I need to move Horatio Nelson. We're going to switch Elcock over to command of this crew here, and we're going to put Horatio Nelson in charge of, he's a Commodore now, by the way, put him on the Conqueror. Then we've got Arthur Ramsey, Essex Raper. Before you laugh, that was actually a name. I've actually seen that in some family trees. Wow, crew. Optimal crew, right around 515. I think we can definitely do better with the guns. Yep, we're going to go to these. It's going to be expensive, but totally worth it. We've got 4 upgrade slots available here, so we're definitely going to want to take advantage of that. So let's look and see what we've got available to us. I think I want to mostly focus on maneuverability, since this is such a big ship, and it's already going to have a lot of firepower. We're pretty close on weight. Sails rising, maneuverability +5. Close hauled ability +25. Specialized sails that allow the ship to use uncomfortable wind more efficiently. I like that. Max knots and acceleration. Cannon weight, that would be huge, because you can imagine how much difference that weight's going to be. And you can see the effect it'll have on speed, acceleration, and turning. So I think we're good. I'll wait there for now just until we do some other things. I want to look real quick at the mission for Savannah, because we only get to take 2 groups that total 250 each. So that's not really a lot that we have to work with there. Let's take a look and see. I don't know how much Conqueror takes up on her own. I don't know if we can even see that on this part of the map. So let's go ahead and start looking at our troop ships, because that's really where this needs to be focused right now. Whitby for sure. And you can see the upgrades. We've got some upgrades to make now. Morale and efficiency, stamina, efficiency, and speed. Kind of seems like a no-brainer. I think we'll go with that. And I think we'll do that for all of them. We've actually got 2. So for the second one, melee, morale, stamina, firearms reloading time, and accuracy. A little bit longer to reloading time, but you get that better accuracy and the better firearms. I feel like that accuracy would be huge right now, but man, melee, morale, and stamina seems pretty important too. Alright, we're going to go with marksman training. I'm not going to specialize my units, really. I think I'm just going to kind of keep them all where they are. Kind of the same thing, rather than focusing some on one thing and some on another. We've got a lot of room left on the Whitby to go a little higher here. You can see, though, that when you have those higher star units, you start to lose some of your points by going up. Alright, so let me go ahead and do that for all of these. Okay, so some bad news. With the max being 250 in either of these squadrons, I can't use my brand new HMS Conqueror in this mission at all. So this is primarily going to be a land battle. But once we complete this one, we'll be able to go to the next stage, and we definitely should be able to use that ship then. Thank God you've arrived on time, Captain. Going to have quite a force here. Our scouts reported rebel movements at the southeast. Their attack is expected at any time soon. We mobilized all loyal militia we could, but there are only a couple of small regular regiments. On the other hand, we have some pieces of artillery and a good supply stock. See, I brought supplies with me. I wasn't sure that would be the case. We also managed to make some draft wooden fences around the city. All men are now under your command, Captain, but hurry up, disembark your men, and do your best to defend the city. So this is going to be our first kind of really major battle that we're going to have. I'm going to slow things way down because I've got a lot that I've got to do here. I've got a ton of men that I'm going to be disembarking. Actually, that's undefeatable. We're going to keep those men on board because that's our one Navy ship that we've got to fight at sea because I wasn't sure what I might be facing. George III. Alright, so we've got a big army to unload in addition to the forces that are already in place. So we've just got to start getting them all where we want them. It's going to take a little bit of time to do that. I'm going to start rushing all these guys onto land. Then we'll kind of figure it out from there. It's going to be a lot to manage. It'd be nice if I could just kind of merge all these guys somehow, but I know that's not really a thing. A bit tricky here. There was another update to the game this morning, but I don't know exactly what that was yet. I couldn't find any patch notes for it, but it's probably just some minor fixes from the major update that came out yesterday. We'll have more to say about the American campaign probably in a week or so. We're going to wait until they get another update because they really just have the first chapter out right now. A skirmisher unit just got shattered. We need to get these guys into these fortifications while we rush my army into position. I should have been doing that from the beginning. I got a lot of artillery here. just going to start rushing everybody into position, and then we'll figure out where we're going to go with them all. There's my big mortar unit getting into position. We're going to get these artillery pieces just right up on top of this hill, I think, for now. Not entirely sure how he secured that particular position there in the middle, but we'll go deal with that. Take our supplies up there. We got these two-star units here. And this guy's roaming around in my rear, so we're going to have to go deal with him. I've got these supplies, which are probably unnecessary. Nice thing is I've got these nice defensive positions. And we just got that unit. What was that? 4th South Carolina Regiment, 1st Company surrendered. Let's get them out of here if we can. I'll just put them back into the center for now. Alright, the main attack's coming up here. Just wherever these frontline troops find themselves getting overwhelmed, that'll probably be the spots where I send my guys in as reinforcements. Right now that looks like it's going to be up here. These guys are getting hammered pretty good. Oh, I'm going to lose that battery. Let's get over there and help out. I think I probably want these guns a little more in the center. Yeah, he shattered that battery. I figured he would. And now he's turned my left flank over here, so we're going to have to get up here and help as quickly as we can. Good news is my troops are all kind of getting into position now, so they can start helping out. Pull these guns back. I don't know, maybe we'll leave them there. Pretty quiet on my right flank at the moment. I don't know if these guns will be able to fire from here or not. They've got a pretty high arc of fire, so they might be able to. Let's go repurpose those guns. Alright, we finally got something happening over here on the right flank. Do I have everybody off the beach? No, we've got this one unit here. Let's bring them up a little closer, maybe up into the center. Everybody else we've got. Davies is out there, but that's not a good spot for him. I feel pretty secure over here. I like the spot the artillery's in. Got a nice wide open field of fire in between my fortifications.
Fire!
Let's get none up here. Beautiful. Carter's a 2-star unit, so I feel pretty good about them. Main attack's still up here in the north, though. So we've got a 175-man unit that's now operating these cannons. I'm trying to get my artillery up in here. He's got some artillery out there somewhere. So there's an hour and 18 minutes left, and all we need to do is hold the east and west, which I don't think is going to be all that difficult. I feel like I brought more than enough troops to do the job. Let's see how my troops are doing. I want to look at some of these. So these are some of my American militia here. That's the Royal Garrison. My skirmishers are out over here. 37 kills, 0 deaths so far. That's nice. Let's bring none down here. Let's see if we can deal with these Marines. We've got artillery here, too. See, these 475 kills and 0 deaths is still kind of a weird thing how that happened. Some people suggested maybe that's their total kills across the campaign, but then you would think that it would also reflect death. So I don't think that's what it is. I still think there's a little bit of a glitch there in the game. But remember, and I'll say this often, this is still early alpha release. We are a long way from a finished product. So these things shouldn't be a surprise. They are to be expected. The game's still very playable, even at this stage. We've run into a few bumps along the way, but that's the whole purpose of doing an alpha, so that you can work those things out. I'm feeling pretty good. I feel like we've built a good force to defend Savannah with, so I don't think we've got a whole lot to worry about here. So we'll just kind of let this play out for an hour. Now that I'm starting to get my feet wet, I think, especially moving forward on the land battles, especially, we're going to want to go to a higher difficulty, maybe even go to hard the next time I play through. Of course, I expect the campaign to look a lot different by the time we start it again, because it will have been updated a lot. A lot of the problems will have been fixed. We'll definitely go for a harder difficulty. All right, he's coming at me pretty hard from the left, so let's go ahead and get some forces over there to help with that. I think we'll send none over. He'll take a little while, but that's okay. I think otherwise we'll be able to hold, at least for the moment. Run! Alright, this artillery doesn't have nearly the range for that. Where's my supplies? Because we're going to have to come up and resupply this center. Same with this artillery here. They're not nearly in range. Oh yeah. Some of these units are going to get wiped out with a couple more volleys. Oh, he's trying to take my artillery. Pelu went back into his infantry mode, which is fine for fighting, as far as I'm concerned. Just going to watch Nunn's condition. They're still at 86%, so they can run pretty far. without losing a lot of condition. They can certainly run from one side of town to the other. Ammo's coming, guys. Ammo's coming. So I got Rally up here to plug this little hole, since there's not a lot happening down here at the moment. There were better weapons available for some of my units, but they didn't include bayonets. So I chose, in most cases, to go with weapons that maybe didn't have the range that other ones did, in order to make sure that everybody was equipped with bayonets, because I know how important melee combat has become in this game. Oh, look at that. That was a devastating volley from None. And now we're going to finish them off. Rebel Marine spotted to our left. That's fine. We're going to occupy these fortifications. Alright, as soon as they get hit with melee combat, they... Ooh, friendly fire, be careful. They drop out of manning those guns, which is fine. That makes sense. Another unit surrendered. Let's pull them back behind the lines. Beautiful. I'm gonna run Bowden over here. Nice. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to plug Davies into this fortification so None is available to operate outside of it. You can come up here and support this. That should be the end of Graham. Yep. So now we've got a unit that can come up here and harass his flank, maybe get at these supplies and this artillery. More rebels coming in, of course. Where are they coming from this time? Supplies crew is shattered. None's losing a lot of men here, but that's okay. There we go. Let's pull None out. Actually, let's hold for a minute while these supplies get out of there. I just got to be careful because that is a... and now we've got skirmishers, and they're not holding the supplies. There we go. I got to be careful here because this is a 2-star unit, so I don't want them to get so low that they shatter and I lose them. Alright, looks like an attack coming on my center. I've got my mortars up here. If we can get close enough to use them. They don't have a long range. There's only 25 minutes left. I'm trying to grab these supplies and get them moved out. There you go, none. Alright, drop back. Now we turn our focus over here where Rowley just got broken. He doesn't have a fortification there. Oh yeah, he does. Just for some reason he can't occupy it. Carter's a 2-star unit. He'll be helpful right there on the flank. Beautiful. Oh, that was a devastating volley. Alright. Everything's pretty quiet over here. "20 minutes to go. Nice. Oh, that's some devastating artillery fire. It's beautiful. Another attack coming on the left. Okay, we've got these supplies out of here. Don't run, don't run. Oh, those are skirmishers right there. That's why they're running. Same with Rowley. He's skirmisher unit too. That's why they can't occupy the fortifications, I think. Oh yeah, here come the mortars. Hello. Seven men in one shot. 13 minutes left. I think we got this. He might have stood a better chance if he didn't have so many small units and if maybe some of those had been combined a little bit. Because it's just too easy to shatter some of these units when they're that small. Just be careful we don't get in the way of our own fire. Oh, yes. Lovely. All right. So I think that's going to do it for this. I'm curious to see where the next chapter takes us. If this is going to be the end of the war with the Americans, or if we still have more to do. If we're going to have to fight Yorktown. Or if we're going to move right on to going back to Europe, maybe Napoleonic combat. If it's anything like Ultimate General Civil War, when it was in beta, they were unveiling the campaign and adding to it. I think when I first started playing, it was still in the middle of 1863, and it took a while before we got to the end of the war. That's probably the same case here. So Army casualties and losses, pretty even actually, Army strength-wise, but a big difference in casualties. Didn't capture anything of any great importance. Got some decent promotions there. We got another promotion to commander. All right, let's see where we're at on the campaign now. So it brings us back to this map. You can see the reward for Final Frontier, 33 prestige. That's amazing. That gets us built back up in terms of prestige. The Royal Navy left Savannah. Terrible news comes from the colonies. So unfortunately, we go to the end of the chapter, and we are now at the place where there's nothing more to be done at the moment. So for now, that'll be the end of the British campaign. We'll certainly be excited to continue on with that. We will next pick up with the American campaign, but there's not a lot to be added to that yet. So as it unfolds, as it's made available, we will continue. But for now, that's it. So thanks for watching. Leave some comments. Make sure to enter the contest if you haven't already. The link's in the description below to get your copy of this game or Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. And we'll see you again soon.